Good evening and welcome to the Universal Joy Center. I'm Barbara Jean, and let us begin with our opening treatment. As I take a breath in, I acknowledge and recognize that there is one power in the universe, one infinite creative intelligence, one divine energy of love and light that is fully present everywhere at all times. So as I relax into this moment, I accept and know that I am one with this power, one with this presence. It is in that oneness that I know that all is well, that whatever needs to unfold this evening does so with ease, joy, and grace. That what needs to be discovered, learned, awakened to, inspired by, all of it shows up as is needed. And so I relax completely, knowing that this day is a gift and a blessing, and that all is well. And I let that be the truth. Filled with love and light, I release this with a grateful heart. All is well. And together we say, and so it is. And let us begin with our land acknowledgement. We're honored to be meeting on the land that many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people from across Turtle Island call home. We acknowledge and thank the original caretakers and knowledge keepers of this territory. We also give thanks to all other Indigenous peoples, recorded and unrecorded, who have shared responsibility for this land. We therefore strive to be allies and to take an active part in reconciliation. We recognize our oneness and acknowledge our reality, past and present, and we commit to moving forward in a spirit of mutual cooperation. We are one. All right, well, the June theme is living in the flow. And tonight's talk is receiving with an open heart. Now, lots of people will, pray or treat for good while unconsciously resisting receiving it. Right? We do that sometimes. Life is always seeking to give itself to us. The question is not whether or not Spirit is giving. The question is whether or not we are willing to receive. Well, I'm so grateful that you're all here this evening. And tonight we begin with a simple question. How good are you at receiving? Not giving. Most of us are excellent givers. We volunteer, we help, we donate, we care for others, we show up. But receiving, that's sometimes a different story. Someone offers us a compliment and we explain why we don't deserve it. Someone offers help and we say, no, I'm fine, I've got this. Someone tells us we're wonderful and we immediately point out our flaws. Someone tries to love us and we become suspicious. Someone offers us abundance and we begin explaining why we can't have it. We pray for blessings and then argue with them when they arrive. So true, eh? Tonight I want to explore what it means to truly receive with an open heart. So I've got a story for you. A little girl spent weeks making a birthday card for her grandmother. She used glitters, stickers, crayons, and when the day arrived, she proudly handed it to her grandmother. The grandmother glanced at it and said, "Oh, sweetheart, you shouldn't have spent your time on this." Imagine how the child would feel. The gift wasn't really received. Now imagine instead that the grandmother opens it slowly. Her eyes fill with tears. She smiles. She says, "This is beautiful. Thank you." In that moment, the gift is completed. Receiving is an act of love. The giver is blessed when the receiver receives. And I wonder how often Spirit is trying to hand us beautiful gifts while we say, "Oh, you shouldn't have." Right? We've done, oh, this whole thing, we've done that, many of us. I think it might be more of a woman thing, but I'm not positive of that. I've met some men who also have trouble receiving. So Spirit is always giving. Now, one of the foundational teachings of New Thought is that life is forever expressing itself. I mean, the sun doesn't decide who gets sunshine. The ocean doesn't decide, who get waves. Life doesn't decide who gets abundance. Life simply gives. That's all, it just gives. The nature of spirit is expression. The nature of love is giving. The nature of life, expansion. The question is not, is God willing? Or is spirit willing? Is the universe willing? The question is, am I willing? Am I willing to receive peace? Am I willing to receive support? Am I willing to receive prosperity? Am I willing to receive joy? Oftentimes we're going to say yes with our mouths while saying no with our belief system. And there's that old saying, I'll, believe it when I see it. The truth is, you're not going to see it until you believe it. Once you believe it, you will see it. So we need to look at some of the phrasing that we use and the way we've used it in the past, and maybe question it a little bit and shift some things up. So I've got another story for you. Imagine turning on your garden hose, and I know a lot of us are doing that now, watering our yards. The water's flowing perfectly, but halfway down the hose is a crink. Now, the water doesn't stop at the source. The flow is interrupted in the hose. Now, many of us will think that the problem is at source, but it isn't. Spirit is flowing, love is flowing, abundance is flowing. The kink often exists in our own consciousness. It might be fear or guilt. Perhaps it's the belief that we're unworthy. So the work is not convincing spirit to give. The work is removing the kink. We straighten out the hose, we straighten out our belief system. So we want to take a look at what we're resisting and why. Why do we resist good when it's coming to us sometimes? And many of us have learned strange lessons about receiving. We may have learned, don't be selfish. Yeah, I got that one a lot as a kid. Don't take too much. Don't stand out. Other people deserve it more. Be grateful for what you have. Now, I agree with this statement. Be grateful for what you have, but know there's always more. There's always more for you to receive. The universe is abundant and gives abundantly. So while gratitude is beautiful, many people use gratitude as a reason to stop receiving, and we don't want to do that. We want to be grateful and know that all good is there and all good is coming, and more good always. So when we can switch that around, it becomes very powerful. Have you ever heard someone say, I already have enough? But underneath they're exhausted, overworked, lonely, burned out. The truth is there's nothing spiritual of deprivation. Love doesn't become holier by becoming smaller. Spirit expands, life expands, good expands. And you are meant to expand too. Not necessarily in girth, but in all good. So we want to look at our expansion. We want to look at how we expand and what we do. Some of us pray like this: universe, please bless me. Bless me. And the universe says, wonderful, here's a blessing. We reply, oh no, not that blessing. I want a different blessing. Or that blessing came too easily. Or I haven't suffered enough for that blessing. Or surely that blessing belongs to someone else. Sometimes I imagine Spirit saying, would you please stop sending everything back? Please stop sending it back. I'm sending you good. Keep it, take it, allow it. I know it's a slippery slope, to say the least. So worthiness is the doorway. We've got to feel like we are worthy. So one of the greatest barriers to receiving is the belief that we are not worthy. Not consciously. Most of us would never say, I am unworthy, but listen carefully. I'm too old. I'm too broken. I'm too late. I'm not educated enough. I'm not experienced enough. I'm not good enough. Any of you ever said any of those things? We sometimes, if we haven't said them, we might have thought them. So those are all the different versions of the same belief, the belief that somehow life gives to others, but not to us. Yet every spiritual tradition teaches the same truth. You're not worthy because you earned it. You are worthy because you exist. You might want to write that one down. You are worthy because you exist. That's it. There's nothing you need to do, be, in order to get worthy. You are worthy simply by your existence. The rose doesn't earn the sunshine. A child doesn't earn love. The ocean doesn't earn its waves. Your worthiness is inherent. It is built into your very being. So ask yourself a question if you don't mind. And, maybe if you have a piece of paper handy, you could pull it out and, jot something down. What blessing have I been praying for? Ask yourself that. What blessing have I been praying for or treating for? If something comes to you, just write that down. And then ask, if it arrived tomorrow, could I receive it? Could I receive it? And be honest with yourself. Nobody's reading this except you. So just be honest. Do you think you'd receive it? I have some follow-up questions. Can I receive more love? Could I receive more money? Could I receive or experience more joy? Could I receive more visibility? Could I receive more support? Or would I immediately explain why I can't? So sometimes our greatest growth comes not from asking for more, but from becoming available to more. Being available to more. And, if you want to really explore this, you can take these questions, and I'm just going to put it in the chat for you so that you can decide for yourself. Could I write these questions down or just copy them and take them? Like, what would happen if I answered all these questions really clearly, honestly, within myself? What if I allowed myself to really, really just say yes to life? So our greatest growth comes not from asking for more, but from becoming available to more. So another little story here. A teacher walked into a classroom carrying a pitcher of water. She filled one glass to the top, but then she kept pouring, and the water spilled everywhere, and the students laughed. The teacher said, the class represents a mind that already knows everything. Nothing can be added to that, right? So then she picked up an empty glass and she poured. The water filled it effortlessly. She said, this is the heart that is willing to receive. An open heart is not weak. An open heart is available. Yes. All right, let's go into a little meditation here. So if you feel comfortable, close your eyes and just relax into your seat. Take a slow, deep breath in. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Take another slow, deep breath. And one more slow, deep breath. Feel your body soften. Feel yourself settling into this moment. Now imagine you're standing beside a beautiful river. The river represents life itself, infinite, abundant, flowing. Notice that the river doesn't struggle to flow, it simply moves. Now imagine you're standing with your hands open, not grasping, not forcing, simply open. Feel yourself releasing old beliefs. Releasing the need to earn. Releasing the need to prove. Releasing the need to struggle. Quietly affirm, I am open to receive. I am open to receive. I am open to receive. I receive love. I receive support. I receive guidance. I receive abundance. I receive joy. I receive the good that is already seeking me, and I trust myself to welcome it. Now just rest in that feeling. And when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back and open your eyes. A man spent years praying for sunlight. Every morning he asked for more light, more warmth, more brightness, and one day a friend visited and noticed every curtain in the house was tightly closed. The friend quietly walked over and opened them. Instantly the room filled with sunshine. Sunlight had been there all along. The man simply needed to open the window. And perhaps that's the invitation today. Not to work harder, not to prove more, not to become someone else. Just simply to open. Open your heart, open your mind, open your life, and allow the good that has always been seeking you to enter. You are the one. You are the one that you've been waiting for. And now I'll turn it over to Kathy. Have a blessed day.
As we live in the flow and practice receiving with an open heart, we remember that giving and receiving are sacred partners. Thank you for the many ways you support the Universal Joy Center. For those who feel called, our Joy Partnership Program offers an easy way to make a set monthly gift, providing stability and helping our community continue to thrive. Please repeat after me. I give with gratitude. I receive with an open heart. May these gifts bless all they touch. Together, we live in the flow of joy and abundance. And so it is. And the ways that you can give is you can do an e-transfer to admin@ujoyc.ca, or you can go to our website at ujoyc.ca and click on donate. And you can even mail a check to us at Universal Joy Center. And you will find the address in the chat, or you can also find it on our website at ujoyc.ca. There are many opportunities to connect with us this month as we explore our theme, Living in the Flow. We invite you to join us each week as we journey more deeply into this powerful and inspiring topic. There's a new class starting up based on the amazing book, The Untethered Soul. It begins on June 19th from 10 till noon on Fridays. In addition, there's a meditation for beginners workshop coming up on June 27th. It will be online and will run from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You will find the link to register for either of these classes in the chat. Now we invite you to stay for our live chat following the service, where one of our members will share their inspiring story and what led them to the teachings of the Universal Joy Center and New Thought. Join the conversation, ask questions, and discover what makes this philosophy so life-changing. Everyone is welcome. As we continue to grow and evolve, our website is also undergoing a transformation. It is currently under construction, and we appreciate your patience as we create an even better online experience for our community. And for those who are watching on Facebook or YouTube, thank you for joining us this evening. And please like, share, and subscribe. Also, join us in the Zoom room now. If you would like to hear an inspiring story, ask questions, meet other members, or simply enjoy some conversation, the link is in this chat. And now Barbara will give us a closing treatment.
Thank you, Kathy. All right, so we join together in consciousness, accepting and knowing the presence and power of the One. I breathe life into that idea and into that moment, knowing that here and now all is well. That whatever it is that I've been dreaming about, I willingly receive it. I open my arms wide and raise my hands open and free, that I might receive every blessing that comes my way. And I know that this is the truth for all of us, that openness, that willingness draws to us that which we desire, that which we require, that which we need. All of it showing up. So with a blessed heart, with an open mind, with a loving state of consciousness, I allow myself to be fully present in this now moment, fully present in life itself. So with gratitude and grace, I release these ideas into the law of mind, where I know it is already done and that all is well. I let that be the truth. And together we say, and so it is. Well, everybody, you'll be able to unmute yourselves now and to also turn your cameras on. And as we move into the